As Christians, we want to have experiences with God. We want to actually know God. Many Christians know a lot about the Bible, but they don't know how to walk out their relationship with God. And that's at the heart of what these modules have in store for you. At the same time, as Christians, we want to see an outpouring of the Spirit that brings mass societal salvation and transformation. Jesus and an outpouring of the Spirit are the hope of the United States of America and every other country in the world. In the past, and even presently, some people have seen this to a certain degree. John Wimber, for instance, the early leader of the Vineyard, saw amazing things happening, and he would at times go to a conference with 5,000 people, and someone would ask him afterwards, John, what did you do to prepare for this conference, seeing all this healing, all these amazing things happen? And he said, well, what I did was I ate a bag of chips and I drank a Diet Coke. It's just not helpful. More recently, I saw Roland Baker make some similar comments. Roland and Heidi Baker have seen amazing things happen in Mozambique, and really you could say revival in the country of Mozambique. And Roland essentially said that it's just a sovereign visitation. There's no way that we can make those things happen, which is slightly true. We can't make the things happen, but what we can do is we can go deeper and deeper in our relationship with God. And as we go deeper and deeper with Him and we show other people how to do it, we make disciples and baptize the nations as Jesus told us to, God responds. He responds every time. See, John Wimber was one of the founding members of the Righteous Brothers. He was making a lot of money in 1960. He became a Christian and he laid it all down and he walked away. And he walked in sacrifice and he walked in obedience throughout his life, and God responded to that. It's the same thing with Heidi and Roland Baker. It's not that just God popped in one day and chose some random people. It's actually that God saw through the sacrifice, the relationship, and the obedience that these people were going all in, and it's no different for you and it's no different for me. Don't believe the lie that you just have to wait for God to come and do it. He's calling you to this relationship right now, and when you walk in this relationship and seek Him with all your heart, you're going to see Him move in the exceedingly more than you could ever hope for or imagine. This all starts with deliberate biblical worship. See, worship and praise aren't the same thing. Praise is actually different. Worship is that place that we come to in surrender with God. Worship is also different than service. And we have to understand this because our Bibles oftentimes use the words interchangeably. In the Old Testament, there were different words that oftentimes get translated in our Bibles as worship. Halal, used 100 times, it means praise. Yada, used 114 times, also means praise. Abad, 289 times, and it means to serve or service. Barak, 330 times, means blessing. And the word that we want to focus on is shakah, used 172 words, and it means to bow down. The reason that we want to focus on shakah is because in John 4, Jesus said that the Father is looking for people that will worship in spirit and truth. That worship word that the Father is looking for, that Jesus spoke in John 4, is used in the Septuagint, which is the Greek translation of the Old Testament, and ties back the New Testament Greek to the Old Testament, and it ties it to the word shakah. Both the word that's used there in the Greek, proskuneo, means to bow down, and shakah also means to bow down. You see, worship, the worship that God is looking for in spirit and truth, is an actual surrender, and it's a bowing down before Him. It's us saying, Lord, you know better than me, and I want to be more and more like your Son. See, it's different than praise, and it's different than service. Oftentimes people will quote Romans 12:1 as a definition for worship. That Paul wrote that we would offer up our bodies as a holy and living sacrifice to God. For this is, let me just look here, this is proper, true and proper worship. But that word that's translated for worship isn't the same word proskuneo, and it doesn't get tied back to shakah. It actually means temple service. Worship that Jesus was talking about in John 4 with the woman at the well is actually something different. And this is what the Father is looking for, a people that will surrender over and over and over to Him, deliberately seeking to be more and more like Jesus. See, so often what we're trying to do is through the service or through different things, even praise, we're trying to move God's heart, and we just need to stop. I don't need to move the heart of the sovereign God of the universe who is all loving and has my best interest in mind. Instead, what I need to do is get His heart. And getting his heart comes through this deliberate process and this deliberate biblical worship as I surrender and I seek to be more like Jesus day after day after day.